everyone, Steve Kim here. So excited. Steve Kim Show episode number 184. The much anticipated December stats are in, and as usual, I got your numbers and your stats as they pertain to the detached and townhome markets for both Toronto and pockets of the GTA. So let's get right into the numbers. So back in November 2021, the average detached property in Toronto was trading around $1.81 million. Fast forward into December 2021, we ended off the year, the average detached property in Toronto trading just over $1.7 million. In Richmond Hill, what happened? We went from $1.96 million into November 2021, and we ended off the year, average detached property in Richmond Hill broke the $2 million mark at $2.04 million was the average selling price for a detached property in Richmond Hill. In Markham, we went from $1.88 million into November, and into December, we hit $1.92 million for that average detached property in Markham. And in Vaughan, we went from $1.96 million in November, and we ended off the year trading at just over $1.94 million for the average detached property in Vaughan. Months of inventory, there's a supply and demand checks and balances. In November, for detached properties, months of inventory was hovering at 0.8. Fast forward into December, not any better. We dipped just below 0.7 months of inventory. Richmond Hill, we went from 1.1 months of inventory in November down to 0.99 into December. In Markham, we went from 0.87 to 0.81 into December. And Vaughan, we went from 0.86 in November down to 0.71 months of inventory in Vaughan. What does this number really mean? 0.71 months of inventory. That really means we have about 3 weeks of inventory for detached properties in Vaughan. Well, what does that mean? That means if I took every single buyer looking for a detached property in Vaughan, I would be able to satisfy that need or put them in a home in about 3 weeks' time. And you're going to say, well, why does that matter? Why that matters is the balanced market is around 4 to 5 months of inventory for this particular segment. So as opposed to having 4 to 5 months to peruse all of the detached properties in Vaughan, you really have about 3 weeks to satisfy the need to get a property into Vaughan because we just don't have the inventory. Now, townhome market, what happened? Back at Toronto, November 2021, an average townhome was trading at $1.28 million. We ended off the year at $1.25 million for an average townhome in Toronto. In Richmond Hill, and what happened? In November 2021, an average townhome in Richmond Hill was trading at $1.24 million. Fast forward into December, we ended off the year, average townhome in Richmond Hill was trading at $1.32 million. And yes, that's right, an average townhome in Richmond Hill was trading for more than an average townhome in Toronto in December 2021. In Markham, what happened? An average townhome in November was trading at $1.32 million. We ended off the year in Markham in December, average townhome selling for just over $1.4 million. In Vaughan, we went from $1.2 million in November to $1.27 million in December 2021. Months of inventory. For townhome markets in November, we were hovering around 0.7. Fast forward into December, it was now hovering around 0.58 months of inventory. Richmond Hill, we went from 0.33 into November to 0.12 months of inventory for townhomes into December. What does this mean? This really equates to 4 days of inventory. We're not even talking about months of inventory anymore. 4 days of inventory for townhomes in Richmond Hill for the month of December 2021. Very, very interested to see what's going to happen into January 2022 for this particular segment in this neighborhood. Markham, we went from 0.54 in November down to 0.32 months of inventory into December 2021. In Vaughan, we went from 0.57 down to 0.32. So every category for townhomes in these markets, we are sub 1 month of inventory. So if you are looking to purchase a townhome in these particular areas, please be prepared. You're absolutely going to be entering into a multiple offer situation, guaranteed. Now, year over year, this is a number to really pay attention to. That average detached property in Toronto back in December 2020 was trading around $1.48 million, and like I shared with you now, is now trading around 1.7 months of inventory. That's about a 14.9% increase year over year for this particular housing sector in Toronto. York Region, what happened? Back in December 2020, an average detached property in York Region was trading around $1.35 million. Fast forward December 2021, average detached property in York Region is now trading at $1.82 million. That's a 34.8% increase year over year for a detached property in York Region. Now, don't forget, we were in a much, much different place back in December 2020 with regards to the pandemic and what the housing market was doing. So will we continue to see this type of accelerated price appreciation? I don't anticipate at all in 2020. That doesn't mean that prices aren't going to go up, because they're absolutely going to continue to go up. I just don't think at this rapid price acceleration. Anyways, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to send me a text, shoot me over a DM or an email. As always, be great, be kind, everyone. Take care.